All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome you to our progress, where we infuse purpose, invigorate minds, and ignite change. Today, our topic will be "My Purpose is Not for Everyone." So we'll go ahead and do introductions, and then after introductions, we'll start our topic today. So I am Terrence Johnson, the Life Excavator.
I'm Kendrick Bailey, the Life Doctor.
And I'm Jeffrey Hart, the life champion.
Okay. So to start us off today, I wanted to share a quote. And if you've seen our post that we did today, our post kind of spoke about this, but I wanted to take the quote that was in the post and kind of read from it. So the quote is, "Not everyone will understand your journey. That's fine. It's not their journey to make sense of, it's yours." And it's a quote by Zero Dean. And the reason why I feel that quote is important, because for those of us that are creating new things, or we feel passionate about the thing that we're doing, one of the things that can hinder us at the beginning is feeling like people don't understand what we're trying to do or why we're trying to do it. And sometimes if you share what you really want to do with people, they can kill the thing that you really want to do before it gets off the ground, because they don't understand it, and their perspective is only from what they know of and their environment. And so a lot of times, yes, you have to be protective of your purpose, but you also have to identify who your purpose is for. And so just because the people that you have discussed your purpose with, or you might be in a situation where you're trying to understand what your purpose is anyway, you might not know it fully. Um, Even when you are walking in your purpose, it may not feel like you think it will, because it will be people that still not gonna understand it and probably will still not support it. And you have to be okay with that and be able to go forward, even in the midst of being around people that fully don't understand what it is you're trying to do. So I'll kind of start with that and then let everybody else kind of jump in, and we'll expand on the topic.
Yeah. And no, I definitely agree. This topic, my purpose is not for everyone, is great because everybody has a dream or everybody has a creative part of themselves. And what happens when you share your dreams and your ideas with some people, they tell you why it won't work instead of telling you how to get to that point where you can, connect with it. And
Mhm.
so that goes into some later on into buried dreams and all of that stuff. But I won't go there yet.
Yeah.
But you have to. Everybody has to know what their gifts are and what their purpose is, and you have to make sure that you create the community around you that helps you cultivate your gifts and your purpose to get there, because the climate that you're in could definitely cause issues in regards to you getting to where you're supposed to go.
Mhm.
All right. And you mentioned like your climate and your environment, depending on, where you are or, the environment that you're in, and so you may not be able to share your purpose with everybody. Because like I said, they won't understand it. Or, like I said, they may, see you one way, but sharing your purpose, whatever, with them, it's not something that they can resonate with or connect with. And so
Mhm.
yeah, they will, shoot it down or whatever. But yeah, if you truly know, what your purpose is, or if you're working towards it, and you don't, um, like T said earlier, you may not fully understand what it is at this point, but if moving towards it, then you know, it really doesn't matter what anybody else say or think.
Yeah. And when Jeff was talking, one thing, and it's a image that has it, but it's kind of like the picture of an iceberg. And so you see so much of the iceberg above the water, but
Yeah.
beneath the water is so much stuff that's, it's still a lot more structure, or um a lot more of it that you don't see. And I
Yeah.
think or purpose is so much that people don't see that gets them to not fully accept or support or understand what you're trying to do because they don't see the hours and the meetings and all the other things that you do to
Yeah.
get purpose. The only thing that they see are the works of
Yeah.
purpose
Yeah.
and or just the good works that you do. So a lot of times people don't see us, they see what we do and then believe that what we do is who we are, and it's two totally different things.
Yeah.
But with purpose, your purpose informs who you are, but your purpose is still not you either.
Yeah.
Like you're still a person separate from that too. And I think the people that can separate themselves from their purpose and knowing that their purpose is one particular aspect of their personality, but it's not all of them either. And I think too many people try and make it a all in one thing. Like my purpose is me and all this and that. And I think it's easy to get burned out that way because you're putting so much added pressure on yourself.
That's a great point.
Mm. So how would you define purpose? Because you hear that all over the place. You gotta work in your purpose. Do whatever. But how would you define purpose?
I would say purpose is more or less like a foundation. Well, it's kind of like
Mhm.
what drives you, like what are your principles? Uh, and from that, it gives you a certain path or a particular direction of where you're trying to
Yeah.
go, striving to go. But it's not like a destination, like a achievement or a title or a role where it's like, oh, I can't wait till I get this, or I can't wait till I get that. That's not necessarily purpose. That's
Mhm.
that's a goal or achievement or aspiration. A purpose is one that grows you, but it also helps other people along the way too. So as you grow, it grows and expands the people that come in contact with you. But
Mhm.
it's not necessarily like all connected to a job because a lot of people have great purposes, or we know people in history that have great purpose and they never had a traditional job, but they touched and reached so many people because their whole mission was one, I'm gonna improve myself. As I improve myself, I come in contact with people that I can help improve them too. And it's less about, oh, once I get to this, or oh, when I get this many people, but it's like I have something inside of me that other people need, but I had to take care of that internally and not get the big head and say it's all about me. The thing that I'm doing for myself is to make sure I'm good, but also from my goodness, other things can happen from that can
Yeah.
benefit.
And then I give you one of the textbook definitions of purpose. It's the reason why which something is done or created or for which something exists. And so that means everybody got a purpose because I look at it, everybody exists. When you connect with your purpose, it's action oriented. So you're constantly doing something in it. But everybody that connects with their purpose or everybody that has a purpose is for different reasons. Everybody knows the song about Kobe, you wasn't shooting with me in the gym, that piece. But look
Yeah.
at all look at all the business, look at all the great businesses that exist today that
Mhm.
started in basements or in garages. People thought they were crazy too, or people didn't understand why they were wasting all of their time on doing what they were doing, but now they see. So if you see your purpose, just because you connect with it in the present time, you may not really see the real fruits of it until 3 to 5 years later. But you got to continue to work in your purpose to receive the benefits or the fruits. If you give up on it, you would never get there. So some people who are habitual, line steppers and habitual, people that give up on their purpose. So
Yeah.
if they don't see the results in 6 to 12 months, all right, they give up. And then they see creativity and they see people that inspire them all the way, all around them, and they start on again, but then again, they stop. The only way to connect with purpose is you got to go all in for it. And then you got to understand who is meant for you to connect with. So with purpose, who is it meant for you to connect with, or who is it meant for you to help with you going full into what you're supposed to be doing?
Mhm. Yeah, I like the part where you were talking about, and not just the struggle part, but the process of it. And it made me think about something we had talked about a while back. So one, I think the title has a double meaning. So my purpose not for everyone, meaning that a lot of people that say they want to be successful might not choose what my purpose informs me to do, because
Yeah,
my purpose might inform me to give up some things or to
yeah,
separate myself from some things. And so, like when he was talking about that, it reminded me last year after we had quit our jobs and we'd be at the office, and like literally like me and Kendra be in the office from like 9 to 5, like every day, like Monday through Friday, working on like the website and trying to get things kind of squared away or creating documents we were trying to get off the ground and all that kind of stuff. And like we would go to McDonald's around the corner from the office and get like make chicken sandwiches and like get a large fry and split it. And like that was what we ate like every day for about like 3 months. But it's because we were committed to the process of it. And so the process won't necessarily be glamorous. And a lot of times people think that, oh, because I'm connected to my purpose, I'm walking in my purpose, like all this money gonna come and it's gonna happen. Like, no, you about to go through some stuff. And it's gonna be
you got to
and
go deep in the valley.
yeah, and you're gonna be misunderstood because people are not gonna understand why you will willingly choose to put yourself in a situation where you will have to struggle. But the struggle is only temporary, kind of like what Kendra was saying too. But it informs not only like your character, but it informs how you want to help other people. Because you want to help people, you got to put yourself in situations that other people will probably be in too, or reflect on the time that you've been in those situations too. So, I mean, we'll be lying and telling you that, oh, every day is great and oh, well, we just be excited. Some days we tired and we just want to lay down. And sometimes we would tell each other, like, can we just not meet today? Can we just have a break? Because I'm tired. And it gets to that point.
Yeah,
But it's at those times you really have to commit yourself and really reevaluate and say, like, okay, why am I still doing this? And your why has to be stronger than your present environment, because your day-to-day environment might not match the vision in your head, and you might be like, oh, I'm so far away from it. But you have to go through this process to, once you get to that vision, then you understand the process and road that you had to go
yeah,
to get there, and you appreciate it more.
yeah,
And as you were talking, man, the one thing that popped in my head was with Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, he had a purpose,
yeah,
and throughout walking through his purpose, he got questioned, he
Mm-hmm.
got tempted,
Mm-hmm.
he got betrayed,
yeah,
and then they killed him.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And even throughout all that, it got to a point where he was like,
I don't want
I don't want it.
it. I
I
don't
don't
want
want
it.
it. So
Mm-hmm.
so looking at it from that angle, I mean, it gonna get to that point where it's just like, nah, I don't take this away from me. I don't want it. So,
and
but,
let's
but
move past that point. So we've been at them point. We're like, is this what I really want? Because man, this is what it comes with, and in order to do anything innovative and in order to do anything different, that goes against the grain, or outside of the box, you gotta really put yourself through a process.
Right.
And fortunate for us, now we about to embark on a lot of great things that are about to come to fruition. But this is like a year in the making because we were talking all last week. It's been a year, since Terrence made his transition. It's been
Mm-hmm.
11 months since I made my transition fully to owning our own time and owning the content or creative aspect of what we do. And for me, I'm happy with this process because in order to do great things, you got to own your own time. If you can't own your own time, you always gonna have to conform to what the societal pressures or what the pressures or the organization that you work for set for you.
Mm-hmm.
But there are no parameters for what we set for ourselves. There is no box. So there's no uncharted territory. Wherever we want to go, we're going. And if people go with us, that's cool. If people don't go with us, that's cool too. But we can't be afraid to stand out and be authentic, to who we are. Because, like I said, it's a lot of good stuff that's about to, be brought to the forefront, and people are gonna have, and they're gonna say, "Oh, okay, so that's what y'all was doing. Oh, I always knew y'all was doing something special. I was just
Yeah.
waiting." And so, but that's good too.
Yeah.
And we gotta appreciate ourselves in what we do first,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can like, okay, but thanks for your appreciation. But we gotta constantly remind ourselves of who we are. And yeah, I'm about to say it. Like Roy Jones Jr. said, y'all must have forgot. Like I said, I really believe Roy Jones wrote that song talking to himself because he had to remind himself who he was and how many people he knocked out and who the champion was inside of him for him to remember what was
Yeah.
his purpose. And
Yeah.
so if you don't take anything away from the day, always remind yourself of where you came from, but what you've accomplished along the way, not to inflate your ego,
Mm-hmm.
but to repair what you've lost with the journey.
No, that was good. Nah, the piece that I liked about what you were saying was the uncharted territory, and I think that's one of the issues or concerns that people have when they're walking in purpose is that they're afraid of the unpredictability about where they're going next. And for us, we we each had to take a step, like Kenny was saying. Like it's been a year. I can't remember the exact date. I had to go back through my stuff, but I think I'm right at my year since I left from teaching full time,
Mhm.
and I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know how bills were gonna get paid. I didn't know how like what I was gonna do. I just knew for me it was it was more people for me to help in the environment that I was in teaching. I had fulfilled my role or fulfilled who I needed to help. So I felt
Mhm.
like I had maxed my capacity as far as teaching students or, helping mentor students or helping them kind of be better. And I was like, it's some more people for me to help that's outside of this environment. And I need to
Yeah.
go find them. And if I stay, I won't be happy. And then there'll be people that I have things for that will not receive it either. Um, but the other thing I was thinking about too was like how many no's we've heard over the past, and like it has been just a year. This has been a year that we've been full time in the business. But like I said, we've actually had the business for years. We were just part time in it, and like we couldn't even tell you how many proposals we worked up and collaboration we thought we were gonna have, and we almost had some stuff that happened and it didn't happen, and people backed out at the last minute, and you know, it's been a lot of closed doors. I guess that's the best way to put it. But uh through that, we started to cultivate, okay, what does our progress look like? How do we want to help? What does that look like? What issues and concerns do we want to address? How do we want to do things differently and kind of go in that uncharted territory in a helping space? How can we help people and not just be counseling driven? How could it be something that's fun but educational, and then people kind of get information that really helps them in a way that's not trying to fix them, but trying to highlight and really establish like what's great about you. What skills and qualities you already have. How can we maximize those?
Yeah.
And it took all of that. It took that whole process, but it was a process for us too. So we had to work on those things internally in ourselves too. Like, what do I really want to do? What do I feel like I can do? What are some issues? What are some things that I still have trouble with? It's like in my comfort zone. How can I get outside of my comfort zone with certain things? So it's been a combination of a lot of things, and it's way more than what we could talk about in an hour time. But I think it's good to have authentic conversation with people and let them know what the real situation is, instead of, oh, start a business, you got an idea, you passionate, oh, it's gonna be great. Okay, okay. It'll be greater later, but in the beginning, it's gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah.
But not to be afraid of that either.
Yeah.
So I guess is it safe to say that throughout life you will have multiple purposes versus just having one big purpose in life? Because like you mentioned, when you were teaching, you had a purpose there, and it got up to the point where that purpose no longer served you, so it's time to move and do something different. So yeah. So I guess, would it be safe to say that throughout life you would have, you know, multiple purposes?
Yeah, I think for me, the way I would describe it is, I think your purpose evolves as
Yeah.
you.
It gets bigger.
Yeah, and so like for me, it's not that I'm not doing anything different as far as like my purpose. My purpose has always been to help other people. But the way and the method and the kind of process behind that has evolved over time. And the actual population or target of my help has definitely changed over time, over my career. And I think now for me is I really want to help people that want to do things like we're doing. I want to help the people that want to do innovative things and they want to start something of their own, but they don't have that encouragement. And so I want to kind of be the encouragement, the amp to people that's really on fire to do something great, but they need somebody at the beginning to believe in their vision.
Yeah.
Be the
Because I
hype
know,
man.
yeah, I mean, because y'all know that's what I do. I'm great at
Yeah.
that now. I'm great at that.
Yeah. And so what I added, I put that your audience may shift. So like Terrence was talking about, he was teaching in a classroom setting. Now, if you look at what we're doing now, we get a chance to connect with a bigger audience, on Facebook Live or in the group. Your audience will shift as you evolve. So instead of, and I think Keon Henderson said though he had a small church and he was doing great. Then he evolved to a bigger church where he could do even more, and he could reach more people. So your audience shifts, you evolve, and then sometimes it's shaped in a different way, because at one time your purpose is you focus on a specialized area, and then as you complete, certain parts or you get to that level, then it grows to working with multiple people or multiple groups, and you're allowed to go surpass what you originally set for yourself.
Oh, I thought Jeff was gonna have another question. I'm leaving you space. I didn't know because you'll have something right after. But
Or one thing I do want to say, because Mel said something by having a distraction
mhm.
purpose. Like, is it possible that your purpose can distract you?
Well, the way I would say is okay. So it's a difference between a purpose and a passion, or a
Mhm.
purpose and a hobby. And so everything that you feel drawn to might not be your purpose. It might be something that you enjoy, or it might just be something that
See where you're going.
how well but it's kind of like the shiny new object. It's like, oh man, I could do that, because in pursuing those things, you'll start to feel differently. And you're like, man, why
Mhm.
I feel, because it doesn't feel authentic.
Yeah,
And not saying it does, it feels fake, but you know that it's like, man, if I go this route, this not gonna be me. Like, I know this not gonna be me. And your purpose is always gonna reveal your true character and your true
yeah,
self. Like, it's always gonna do it. And so if you feel like you're getting more distracted, that's not your real path, because
yeah,
your real path is always going to strengthen you and make you stronger
mhm,
in connection to the thing that you're called to do.
yeah. So I'm gonna add this piece. We can be, infatuated with a lot of things
Uh-huh.
that that distract us, and so it don't have to necessarily be people. You can be infatuated with an idea.
Right.
So I think that's what distract people, because when you're infatuated, it's this electricity, and you're captivated by what's going on. However, that's not, it's not long term. It's a short term thing that distracts your attention away from what you're supposed to be doing to get you off of your trajectory or your course. And if you can withstand the distraction and reset, get aligned, then you continue to connect. And then Mel brought up another piece, was this one. Foundational purposes serve as the foundation of your purpose pyramid and build you up to the peak of that pyramid, your greater purpose. So, what do y'all think about that?
Yeah. I mean, I like it, and to go kind of like expand on what you were talking about. And it's a saying, I can't remember who said, but a lot of things could be a good thing, but it's not a God thing. And the thing that God really
Yeah,
wants us are really more purposeful things. Good thing that we want to do is always about us, and it's to feed our own ego, our own image, our own whatever. And so that's the constant pull, because the thing that, like the shiny objects, it's all about us. Like, if I do this, I'm gonna be on, and I'm gonna look. How
mhm,
we just want to stun on people. We're like, look what I do, look what I got, all that kind of stuff. But if it's a God thing, it's gonna
mhm,
have to become more selfless, and
yeah,
it's gonna be more of a service. And you have to really check how you would do things in order to do the greater good.
yeah,
Yeah, because sometimes you can do a good thing or do multiple good things, but sometimes those good things are not good for you.
Right.
So that's kind of one of the thoughts that came in my head. You can do a lot of good things, but are those good things, for you?
Right. And like I said, a lot of the good things that we do are not even for us.
yeah,
It's because of what other people want us to do. So some of the good things that we do is only for the validation of other people. and for them to give us a good job and pat on the back.
Yeah.
But at the end, it gives us nothing. But it's just like, oh, somebody else wanted me to do it. Oh, I did it. Oh, look how good I am. You know what I'm saying? But it's still that image. It's like, oh, I'm a good person. I do good things.
Yeah.
Look, I'm doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And then you can get distracted by that too, because
right,
you're distracted by the praise of yourself, right? And you get distracted by that, and it
right,
disconnects you from your purpose, and you
right.
go more into the ego, and you
Mhm,
operate less out of purpose. So I'll
right.
say that again. You
Mhm,
can get distracted from your purpose when you focus on feeding the ego, because the ego is about self and
mhm,
it's not about selfless. And so in order to get back to purpose, you got to really, focus on how taking information and what somebody tells you about yourself, because they could be telling you these things to manipulate you to focus on what they want you to do
right,
instead of focusing on what you should be doing or
right,
what you need to be doing.
right. Yeah, no, that's good. Now,
It's a lot of puppet masters out there now. There's a lot of people that have great gifts, or they're like talent scouts. They can see the best in you, they can see your potential, and then they use that to their advantages. Because like I said, everybody has a gift, everybody has a purpose, but that don't mean they use it for the right things.
yeah, 'cause it did.
Yeah.
When you said that, that just made me think about, you think about all these, famous people, maybe actors or singers or whatever,
Mhm.
and they had a great gift and they had people around them that
Yeah,
really used and manipulated them
yeah,
and really just put them in situations that helped them, but they didn't factor in like the well-being of the person that had the gift.
yeah,
And a
yeah,
lot of times people that are very gifted, they're the most manipulated because their gift puts them in situations where they are validated by people. They get praise, and
yeah,
so they continue to seek out the praise, and then fill themselves or surround themselves with people that only, yes men,
yeah.
and they don't really give the authentic feedback on what they need to do to take care of themselves because everybody around them is supported by their gift.
Yeah. And see, and the name that came to my mind as you were talking was Macaulay Culkin.
Mhm.
And at an early age, his family recognized his gifts, but they exploited his gifts too. And he ended up being a person that totally, he went away from the business after all of the exploitations or after somebody taking what he had and trying to manipulate it.
Mhm.
So how do you keep from getting exploited like that? With your gift.
I think the people that navigated the best are the people that have the smallest circles. I think when you get to a certain level and you start to bring newer people in and around, then it's harder to judge where their kind of loyalty lies. And
Yeah.
so like it like I said, for me, I'm a person, I got a real small circle. And
Yeah.
people in my circle know who they are. And but for me, I take like friendships and all that very seriously. And
Mm.
I don't just call people friends just to call them. It's because they've been with me through all different
Yeah.
phases, stages of life, whether I was in a good spot or in a bad spot or whatever. And so I think for people, they just like the attachment of people around them to kind of combat the
Yeah.
isolation, loneliness that they have because of their gift.
Mhm.
But sometimes it's better to be by yourself than with people that's gonna like drain your energy.
Yeah. So as you were talking, the word entourage came up. And
Yeah.
so what I want to say to people, beware of the entourage. The entourage is a group of people attending or surrounding an important person. But an entourage feeds the ego instead of purpose. Because if you got 20 to 30 people around you, and they got to be everywhere you are, then what is that about? So beware of the entourage and make sure that you have the right people around you for the right reasons so they won't take you away from your purpose or they won't distract you from it.
And man, and you think about like how many people have been, they I guess had a downfall based on their entourage. The people that surround them. I think about Hammer.
Yep.
He had so many folks around him, man. He tried to bring everybody out the hood or whatever. You can't do that.
Hammer he had a good heart, but what he didn't realize is he couldn't feed people that didn't want to feed themselves.
Yeah. I mean, because at one point his payroll was $1 million a month. Like when everything was rolling, like that's how much money he was spending out every month.
Yeah.
So like all the damn because I remember he came to the Coliseum when I was younger, and like all them dancers, all them was on payroll. Like he had like maybe 100 people on payroll. Like no lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I think about athletes and all that too, man. They had these entourages and everything, and then they go somewhere, and then somebody in the entourage, they do something crazy, but they're not gonna talk about that person, because who you associated with, they're gonna come after you. So, so yeah, definitely, man, you have to be careful who you surround yourself with, man. Because they can either build you up or they're gonna tear you down. So
yeah,
like you said, man, you got to keep your circle small, man.
Wow. You gotta keep it small. But they're not saying that you can't like associate or talk to people outside of your circle, but you just know where they stand in your life. And I think it's not wrong to have a certain core group of people around you, and then you have people that you talk to, you check in with, you see how they doing or whatever, but that doesn't mean that they're in your circle. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody doesn't need to be in your circle, because the people that's in your circle, they're in your circle because they give you the honest truth and feedback. And they don't care what you got, what degree, what kind of money you got, whatever like that. If it's an issue or concern, they're gonna come to you, they're gonna discuss it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be falling out, because they're like, I would rather come to you with this before something else happens. So if I see something that you're not doing right, hey, you need to come on, you know better than that. Because you need people like that. You don't need people that are gonna be like, oh, and they this and oh, they the super. Like, no, like you need people that go on and tell you the truth. And feel some type of way about it for a little bit, and then you like, you're right.
You're right. You don't need people that's gonna put you on a pedestal.
Right. No.
That's typically the crutch that people they get distracted by their purpose. They allow people to put them on this pedestal, and when you get put on the pedestal, all you can do is fall off it. You can't stay there. So beware of the pedestal. The pedestal is not about you, and so don't be a person that goes to the pedestal, and don't be a person that believes everything you hear about yourself. Because you good, but ain't nobody that good.
Nah.
Don't like Flavor Flav said, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. The hype will get you in trouble. It will have you
the hype leads to the L every time.
The
all
hype
the time.
Oh man, but yeah, I guess another question I have, man, going back, to purpose or whatever. I guess if you truly walking in your purpose, you'll feel energized, as you going through it. And I guess one way to realize, if you're not going to your purpose, you're drained all the time. If you're doing something that's, draining you all day long, then you may want to reevaluate that thing.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you truly walking in what you're supposed to do, you like I said, you're constantly getting re-energized, and you're ready to take on the next challenge. So I guess that's one thing that you can look at, to kind of evaluate if you are truly walking in your purpose.
Yeah. And I, like this comment right here, like I like make you think, the people in my circle a fountain or a drain.
Yeah.
That's just good. Because I think so. Like to go off what you were saying too, Jeff. A lot of environments we've been in, the most frustrating environments we've been in, is because people don't recognize what our purpose is, and not necessarily like our bigger purpose, but our purpose in whatever role that we're in. Like it might be a traditional job, or it might be family, it might be community, it might be church, or whatever. Every time we feel like we not appreciated or valued is because people are not really understanding our purpose.
Yeah.
We're in purpose, or we fulfilling our purpose within whatever role we're in. Like you were saying, it doesn't make us feel drained. We get energized by it. But when people just want us to fulfill a role just because, they do good work, that don't mean I enjoy it. I can do a lot of stuff, but that don't mean I like it. And I think that's what people get confused on. Like, they just enjoy it. They always got a good attitude about it. That don't mean I like it. It ain't doing nothing for me. So I think that's a big point as far as like, man, because the people around you, if they're really encouraging you, then they help you elevate. So like the comment, a fountain, or is it a drain? So if everybody around you, they always need something from you, it's gonna be draining because they're not pouring anything else into you. They taking away from you. And a lot of people are they are transactional partners in your life.
Transactional partners.
Transactional partners.
They just around because they want something, and they just waiting for the next transaction. They just got the PIN numbers out. What 4 digits I need to put in? I just need to look. And that's what we got around us a lot of times. We only got people around us that always just want something from us, but they never ask us how we doing. They never ask, hey man, you all right? Like you need me? Like you good? You need to talk about something else like that. It's like, hey, what's up, man? Look, I know you got a lot going on, but look. And then when they do their long pause,
be ready.
Here we go.
Ready.
We off and running. We off and running there. Oh boy. So, and a lot of us, we know, the people that know, that long pause. You've been there before. You've been the person on the other end, like, let me get prepared. Let me go on and figure out what I'm not gonna do. For the people that I'm comfortable with before they get it out their mouth. So
I think if you don't learn anything today, transactional relationship, definitely take that away.
Yeah, it just came to me. I just
like you said, that is an excavated phrase.
Right. He pulled that one up today.
Yeah, I don't know it. It just came to me now.
Hey, be weary of people that's trying to make withdrawals from you.
That's
surround yourself with people that's trying to deposit into you.
That's right. That's right. Don't take away. Add to me. Don't take away from me. Add to me.
That's good stuff, though.
Multiply me, man. Multiply.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Wait, help me get there now. You see where I'm trying to go. Just help me.
Oh man.
See, we really enjoy being on here. Look, let me tell you. Yeah, you better change your pen.
And you can't give everybody access to you.
Yeah, no.
So
Yeah, my
you
my
can't.
my phone got a time limit at a certain
Yeah.
time, and on certain days, I'm not available to everybody now. So
Nah, that's good stuff from the life encourager herself.
yeah, that's
Oh, so again, we definitely having a great discussion today. My purpose is not for everyone. And everybody has to look at themselves in the mirror and know what their purpose is, but understand who they are and be ready, to adjust the setting if they need to. And so adjusting the setting is, you got to be, ready to detach yourself away from things or substances that aren't fruitful and attach yourself to things that's gonna continue to replenish you or revive you.
and it's been good. I enjoyed the conversation today. It's been good. Like I said, as you see, we enjoy what we do and the discussions, and hopefully you have too. But like I said, even in having fun and being lighthearted, a lot of stuff we are saying is
Yeah,
really impactful. And you can get a lot of value and worth out of it, and that's why we do it, because we know these are just everyday situations. Like, we all know we got
yeah,
people that call us, and they know when we see the number pop up, we know what it is. So how that how that experience is. So I don't have to go too far into that. You know who those people are in your life, uh, and and you don't have to feel obligated to always have to do just because that's what everybody's used to you doing.
yeah,
Because your purpose is going to require you to start to pull away from those things, because you don't need energy for the thing that you're called to do. So you need to transfer that energy that you give into other people and give it to the people that actually need it and
yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah,
No, that's good.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there, man.
yeah. I took my vitamins today. I'm all right. I'm feeling good today.
A whole lot of hey, Jeff, there's a whole lot of excavation going on today.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, well, we'll let him stick to the promo, but yeah, bigger dreams, man. He pulling them up, man.
That's right. Take them. Look, some of us got people on direct deposit now. We need to stop.
Yeah. Now they got them on auto draft.
There you go.
They got
There
them
you
on
go.
auto draft. Take them off auto draft because they would eat
Yeah.
up, they would deplete your funds.
You ain't hungry today, man.
I ate before I got on. So maybe that's why I feel all right today. I did eat. I did eat before we got on.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, like I said, I guess this is the conclusion of it. It kind of like I don't want to stop. It's good, but I think all of them said what we're gonna say. so uh, so yeah, we don't want to go into overdraft for other people.
Yeah.
Because they won't give us overdraft protection like that at the bank. They don't give us no overdraft protection. So
Go in the overdraft, man. They gonna hit you with an overdraft fee.
that's right. And stick you
You
with
losing
both.
all the way around.
You don't want it. You don't want
No, that's good. So definitely, if you enjoyed this discussion today, share it with 10 people that you know and encourage them to share it with 10 more people. 'Cause like I said, everything we do, it's time for us, like we said earlier. Sometimes it's time for your audience to increase, and it's time for what you have to say to reach, that exponential amount of people. So
it.
we know we have a good product. It's free. Share it with everybody and let them connect to what they need to connect and what they hear from it. And then, we create that ripple effect that we always talk about.
Yeah. And one last thing before we wrap up. This month we will you'll be hearing a lot more information from us about it and about the topics. So we will do some free webinars that'll be available this month. And I don't know if I want to say them now or we want to wait till next week or how we want to do it. Well, like I said, we still might. I don't know. We got two. I don't know. We're still gonna have three, but that's all right. But the one of them we'll be doing is I'm at a crossroads. So that's one, and then the other one is I think what I must love me before I love someone else. I think that's the your Kendrick.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this is the next phase of our progress. We have a lot more that we're about to release to y'all and inform y'all on. So if you enjoy the Facebook Lives, but you've been looking for some more things, we got you. We got you. It's coming. And also, if you've been looking for more specific things or more in-depth things, we do have a lot more things coming down the line. And so the Facebook Lives are the start. This is not all of what our progress is. It's about 10% of what we are working on. And so this month coming up, well, not this month coming up, this month that we're in now, in August, you will get to see a lot more about our progress and our vision for the future and what we have to offer you, not only just on the social media platform, but other ways too. So we're excited about it. We've been working hard on it. Yeah. There you go. Kendra got it. Look at it. Yeah. It is teamwork made the dream work. That's how it go. So if nothing else, I'll go ahead and close out unless Jeffrey, you got something before we go.
Oh no, I'm just gonna say, sometimes you can be walking in a purpose,
Mm-hmm.
but you know something may shift,
Mm-hmm.
and you be on path to another purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So, so yeah, don't be discouraged when that happens. Just know it's part of the plan.
Yeah. And be ready for a lot of affordable products coming your way from our progress, within the near future. So we definitely thank you for supporting us thus far. But be ready to have yourself flooded with a lot of products, content, information, for yourselves, for your kids, for everybody. And in our progress, we got something for everybody to help them move forward, to help shape their purpose, and for help them recognize their purpose. So be ye ready. And I'll stop.
And I guess that's it there. So like I said, we will see everybody Thursday. Take the journey group. If you haven't joined, please join. If you're already in there, be ready at 12 on Thursday. Come ready with your questions. Come ready with your insight, and just come ready with your presence. So we look forward to seeing it. Well,
Now I say yeah, and if they want to get on, hey, you're more
yeah,
than
they can
welcome.
get yeah, more than welcome.
Talk with us.
Yeah, talk with us. Come talk to your folks.
Holler at your people.
Yeah, Holly. All right. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you on Thursday. I have a great rest of the day.
Mhm.
See y'all.